Hey everybody.
Hello.
Hey, it's Broadway.com live at 5.
It is.
August 31st.
Last day of August.
Last day of August. I'm Andy Lefkowitz.
I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we have a fantastic
We have a
guest
wonderful
here
guest today who I had the opportunity to chat with earlier. He's wonderful, Rob Colletti, who is leading the School of Rock First National Tour. Yes. Yeah, you're going to love him. But that's in a little bit. First,
kick off
we have some news. Yeah. So let's see. So the Carole King musical, still on tour. We got some new cast members joining. It'll be led by Sarah Bachl and Andrew Brewer, who are playing Carole King and Jerry Goffin in the national tour. And they're going to join the tour on September 12th when the show goes to Bass Hall, I think it's Bass Hall, in Fort Worth, Texas. And then, continue on the road, hitting cities all across the country.
Great.
So, playing Carole King. What a blast.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Someday, Ryan.
Someday I'll get my shot.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, great Comet players, ones we love, Britton Ashford and Gelsey Bell. They're reuniting in a remounting of Dave Malloy, the genius behind the Great Comet, his show Ghost Quartet. And they're going to star in, it's a month long, this remount of his haunted song cycle, it's described. Annie Tippie will direct the engagement, scheduled to run October 5th through the 31st at the New York Theater Workshop. And just as a reminder, as a sad reminder, The Great Comet closes this Sunday, September 3rd, which I know we're both super bummed out about. Love that show.
Oh. On a more
yes,
note,
take us somewhere positive.
Samantha Massell, who we saw most recently in Fiddler on the Roof on Broadway, is going to lead the cast of a new production of the musical Rags at Goodspeed in East Haddam, Connecticut.
Yes.
She's going to lead a cast that's also going to include Sal Russo, Mitch Greenberg, and David Harris. And this is actually a revised version of Rags, which played Broadway in 1986.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
wow.
A long time. David Thompson, who wrote Scottsboro Boys, is revising Joseph Stein's book. And it's going to feature Charles Strauss and Stephen Schwartz's incredible score.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Goodspeed, October 6th through the December 10th.
Yes.
Excellent. Check that out.
Also, as you might have heard on Live at 5 yesterday was William Ivy Long's 70th birthday.
Congrats, William Ivy Long. Yes, he's the best.
What better way to celebrate than to get a Sardi's caricature?
Iconic.
Iconic.
Yes.
Yes. So those photos are on the site. Check him out. Incredible costume designer, really wonderful guy, great Sardi's caricature.
He's the best.
Yes.
Also, an opportunity to talk Waitress. I'll take it. Waitress, a new episode of Sugar Butter Betsy is on the site right now with Betsy Wolfe, of course. And exclusive backstage Waitress photos. If they're not up yet, they're about to go up. Our photo editor, Caitlin McNaney, went backstage at the Brooks Atkinson. She got photos of Betsy and Drew Gehling, Christopher Fitzgerald, Charity Angel Dawson, the whole crew. They're wonderful. They're beautiful. I love them. We love the show, so check all that out.
Yes.
And I think that's it. I think that's it for today's news. Yeah. Thank you so much, Andy.
When
we come back, we'll be with Rob Colletti of the School of Rock Tour, so join us.
Nice. It's time.
Let's do this. Hands in. Rock on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rock! On stage now.
Musical on Broadway that you'll want to see again and again and again. The New York Times says, I loved it. It's a miracle on Broadway. Groundhog Day. Get your tickets today.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined by Rob Colletti of the School of Rock First National Tour.
Oh, thank
Congrats,
you.
sir. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for my handy-dandy Broadway.com.
Of course. Any shameless plug we can get, of course. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to talk with you. I got to chat with you a little earlier for a special surprise to come later. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You've been in rehearsals for a little bit for this guy. How do you feel about having this amazing gig?
It feels very surreal. I honestly hasn't really hit me yet. We're in rehearsals, and it's going really well, and it's an unbelievable opportunity, and it's such a fun show, and I don't really believe.
You were saying you haven't quite processed it yet, right?
When we get an audience, that'll be.
Yeah, absolutely. You had to, you made a little bit of a life change. To be a part of this, right? You were living out on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, I was living in LA, and decided to come out to New York for a little bit while we do this.
Yeah. You've been on a tour before. You played Elder Cunningham on Broadway and also played Elder Cunningham on the tour, Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
So are you someone who enjoys the tour life, or were you a little nervous to take it on again?
No, it's really exciting. I mean, it's not something you can do forever, but it's just an unbelievable opportunity, and you get to see the country and meet people and bring Broadway shows to people who don't have access to it on a regular basis, and it's very exciting. I get to see the country and go sightsee and eat at good restaurants.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a place on your previous travels, did you ever land in a place where you're like, you know what? I think I could stay here. I think I could make this work.
San Francisco.
Really? Yeah.
Love San
Francisco.
Francisco.
I did too.
It's probably my favorite city in the United States. The people are so mellow and kind, and obviously the architecture is incredible, but there's like nature blended with city life, and it's a really, really unique place.
Yeah. I love California in general, just that you can be like, go south and have beaches and then go to some of the best skiing in the world, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that
really
place.
cool.
Obviously, School of Rock the production hinges on having this incredible, besides a wonderful Dewey Finn, of course, you need this incredible group of kids who have to be what feels like quadruple threats. They have to be able to sing, they have to be able to move, act, and play these incredible instruments.
Yeah.
Tell us about the kids that you've gathered for this production, this tour.
I mean, you just summed it up. They all really do. Like, you would think maybe, we'll get a kid who can do this one thing, and then we'll play in the pit the songs that he can mime it. They literally play everything. I mean, and like at a phenomenal level too.
Yeah.
Like
these are preteens.
Yes.
These are kids.
We have kids in the show who are 8 and 9 years old, and they are playing. I mean, I've been playing guitar for 20 plus years, and I've played with a lot of musicians over the years, and these kids are better than a lot of the people I've played with.
That's nuts.
Crazy. Yeah.
Like, and I know, the casting search was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like cross country, finding these prodigies to like come be part of this cast. What do you just look at them and be like, how? Like,
yes. That is exactly what I'm like.
I try to think about what I was doing at that age, and it certainly wasn't.
Yeah, I was saying before, I literally couldn't play video games at that age, let alone instruments at a proficient level. They literally are constantly surprising me with their talent. Every day they get better too. And the first day of rehearsal, we came in and played as a band together, and it sounded pretty good day one.
Well,
and I can only imagine what it's going to be like when we continue.
Yeah. When you were sort of imagining what you were going to do with your theater career, your musical theater career, was an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical like on that list of must-dos, or is this just a pleasant
funnily enough,
happening?
No, actually, the first musical I ever did was Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, okay,
in high school.
All right.
I played King Herod.
Oh, fantastic!
In a white tux and a bowler hat, and I did magic tricks. I like burned a flash card with a lighter and disappeared into black.
Show.
Oh, it's amazing, and this is.
So you've come full circle.
Yeah, truly, and now I get to do a new rock show that is honestly. I was saying before, I think that this is Andrew Lloyd Webber's best work since Phantom. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The whole score is fantastic. There's the great little Easter eggs in the score as well, but it's just like it's an incredible composition work. I mean, truly, like, if you are a fan of music, you will leave blown away.
Yeah,
Truly.
and just like those songs running through your head,
Right.
like they will be in your head for days.
Yeah,
it is.
It's so infectious.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your back. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I grew up in a little town called Glen Ellen, and we moved to a town called Wheaton when I was in middle school. And I spent a lot of time actually playing baseball as a kid.
Okay.
Kind of my thing.
Yeah.
And then actually my high school theater teacher took my drama class, was like an elective that I had, to see A Tale of Two Cities at Steppenwolf Theater.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Theater for young adults, like a daytime show thing.
Right.
And it absolutely knocked my socks off. And I had already kind of been a little involved in theater at that point as like an extracurricular, but I knew then that was kind of when I wanted to make it something more serious.
Right. And you went to college for acting, right?
I did.
And then you did Second City in Chicago.
I
Is
did.
that right? So was comedy a direction that you were going to move in, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of...
Not that you're not doing comedy now.
Right,
The School of Rock's hilarious.
Right, no, for sure. I think it was sort of the plan to try and do the kitchen sink realism thing, you know, like do the Eugene O'Neill, Tennessee Williams
Totally,
stuff. But,
yeah, absolutely.
when I went to Columbia College in Chicago, and they have this incredible study abroad program that is in Chicago at the Second City. It's a semester program called the Comedy Studies Program, and it literally like sort of changed the trajectory of what I expected of myself as an artist, and it like opened me up to all these different possibilities, and I learned so much just through sketch and improv work, not even just on a theatrical level, like on an interpersonal level. Like communication skills were so unbelievable. The things that you learn in that setting truly change your life, and you understand why people like Tina Fey and all these incredible artists,
Titans.
titans of comedy,
Yeah.
truly came from this setting. They like utterly shaped the comedy world over the last 50 years.
Right.
Second City.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's such a cool. And I hadn't realized. I remember a couple of years ago, I remember hearing about this production called The Original Grease that they were doing in Chicago. And sadly, PJ Paparelli, right? Like he died in a tragic car accident when he was 40.
Yeah.
But you were part of that production. You played Roger, and I remember like everyone was talking about this show. And what was tell for people who don't know a little bit about like what The Original Grease was. It was like gritty.
It
right?
was R-rated,
Yeah.
so before I went to Broadway, Jim Jacobs and his writing partner had written this really fun show called Grease. And it was just kind of like a slice of life in Chicago, examination of high schoolers and sort of the interpersonal relationships with this group of friends that he actually had when he was a kid.
Yeah, right. It was like semi-autobiographical.
Yeah, and it became a love story, and obviously the music was amazing, and Broadway producers were like, yep, we'll take that.
Yeah.
And but they had to change it quite a bit to make it a little more family friendly.
Right.
But there was this really great source material that had existed for 40 years.
Yeah.
That no one had done since before it went to Broadway in 1972.
That's about right.
Yeah,
that sounds
I
about
think.
right.
Challenge my.
Yeah. Somebody
yeah.
IBDB it. Yeah.
Sure. But then, PJ, who very sadly and tragically passed.
So incredibly
brilliant,
talented. That
brilliant
guy.
mind.
Yeah.
Got in touch with Jim Jacobs and Warren Casey, who was the other writer, sadly passed away a couple of decades ago. But Jim had always wanted to resurrect it, and finally got an opportunity to with PJ, and they put it on. I got the audition because a friend of mine came to a show that I was working crew on and was like, we're doing this thing that you might be right for. And I had to learn the material in 12 hours and go in the next day.
Really?
Yeah. It
Wow.
all worked out, but...
It was a big break for you,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
I
mean,
was doing it while I was still in my senior year of school.
That's incredible.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, it did really well, and we were on for like 9 or 7 months and won the Jeff Award for Best Musical.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So cool. I had no idea. Take a few questions here.
Sure.
Billy would like to know, did Alex Brightman and Eric Peterson give you any advice before you took on taking this role? It's still pretty fresh.
Yeah,
but,
I just got to New York a few weeks ago. I haven't met Eric, but I did meet Alex, and he is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire
we
life.
are huge fans
Yeah,
of Alex Brightman.
he is
here,
a good soul.
He is.
But he actually had some excellent advice, and he just said to take care of your voice and drink lots of water, and let the show bring you up to the occasion. And yeah, I'm trying to take everything as it comes. But yeah, he gave some excellent advice.
No, Alex is the best. Role that you've played before. This is a very popular question. A role you've played before that you would like to revisit.
Oh man. Whew, that's tough. Okay, well, I did. I got to play Tevye when in Fiddler when I was a teenager. I was in the Circle Theater Emerging Young Artist Program in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I got to be Tevye, and that was like the first really challenging role I ever got to play. And
it is a beast, that role, yeah.
But it's so profound and really beautiful, and I'd love to revisit that role at some point in my life.
Yeah,
yeah
excellent. This is a good question. Craziest audience response at Book of Mormon. So Book of Mormon is a very, it comes from our South Park guys and Rob Lopez. It's a controversial show. What's the craziest response?
We've had a few. It's unbelievably irreverent, but it's brilliant too. It earns the right to be irreverent.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we had a woman who was just so taken aback by our Nabulungi Saltaleka City that in the middle of her song she just started yelling, "Yes! Yes!" We all were dying backstage. It was really, really fun.
It is. I love the responses that show elicits. Lisa is curious to hear about what your most challenging audition moment has ever been.
Oof.
Fascinating question. That's a good one.
Yeah, it might have been this. Honestly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I had like 30 pages of material to learn.
Yeah. And how many did you have to audition a lot? Did you have to keep coming back? Did you do it for Sir Andrew and all of that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and Andrew was unbelievably kind too. That was the biggest surprise. I walked into the room, I had dry mouth, and I was trembling, and he was so sweet and made me feel right at home. But yeah, I would say that this definitely was the biggest workload and kind of knowing the stakes of the show and all of that. I think this probably had the most weight on it.
Yeah.
As walking through the door.
Makes sense, for sure.
Yeah.
Joseph, if you could play any role, regardless of race or gender, what would it be?
Oh, wow.
Any role.
Excellent question. That's tough. I don't know. I guess.
That is tough. There's just so many.
No, I would love to be Seeley in the that role is just unbelievable.
Did you catch the revival, the recent?
Course.
That was.
I flew to New York just to see it.
Absolutely. I was going to say it's worth the flight here. Just
Cynthia Erivo, you are my hero. I adore you.
Yeah. No, she is the best. Yeah. Moment you're most. What are you most looking forward to being out on tour?
I guess. I don't know. I guess honestly, doing this show. You can go out with a show and it could be, fun and audiences will clap and applaud and have fun with you. But when you do a show like this, that the audience is built in, but also the story is so uplifting and so motivating. By the end of the show, literally the audience is on their feet.
Yeah.
Bringing a show like this to America is going to be really, really exciting.
Audiences truly, and I don't say this often, they don't know what they're in for with this show.
Yeah.
You think you know what you're going to get with the School of Rock when you go in.
I saw the movie, I know what's going to happen.
Exactly. You do not know what you're in for.
It's a similar story arc, but there are so many more layers. It's more about the kids than the guy, and
it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Tours are so important. That's how I discovered this, touring shows, coming to my city.
Yeah.
And all of that. Well, Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Make sure tickets are already on sale in places for the School of Rock tour. Make sure you get them. Go see it. Support this guy and those awesome kids. And come join us anytime. When when you're on break from the tour.
Please. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And we will see you guys on Monday. Have an amazing weekend.